What's up, guys? This isn't usually my type of content, but in today's video, we're going to talk about what is a masterclass in deflecting and taking no responsibility and playing the complete victim, in addition to what was a beautiful redemption arc ruined within 3 videos. Let's get into it. So as you've seen and as you heard, if you are part of the YouTube community and you watch a lot of YouTube, and if you even shoot videos, you are fond and aware of who this man was. I have been glued to this entire saga between Logan Paul and Coffeezilla. Now in today's video, I really just wanted to kind of come on here and talk to you kind of how I am looking at it from my perspective, and more specifically my perspective as someone who was once a Logan Paul, not a hater, but just someone that really wasn't into his content. And then after the whole Forest thing, I was just like, dang, that's it. It's a wrap. GG's, you know what I'm saying? But then over the last couple of years, I've come around to Logan Paul's content, to seeing what he was doing. He was definitely switching up the game with the boxing, with the Pokemon, with eventually joining WWE, starting his own podcast. And then I gravitated towards Big Mike and his entire story arc with Lana Rhodes. And I'm like, dang, this guy came from out of nowhere. Then George, a different kind of guy that I, grew fond of as well. And I grew fond of this entire redemption arc, to now be back to square one and being completely disappointed in what I thought this guy had potential in being. And I just wanted to talk about that today. So let's get into it. So first things first, again, I was not a fan of Logan Paul. I became more interested as to when he started doing more of his adult content, right? Once he started his boxing stuff, once he started, I guess Pokemon is, for me, is still adult now because I'm the adult and I used to be into Pokemon. But then I am also into WWE, and to see him become a wrestler and to have the performances that he had, it was just completely phenomenal. Just the performances that he had. You don't see that often. You don't see a straight up celebrity with a decent background in wrestling come into WWE and leaving a mark the way he did. Completely impressive to what he did. And I've enjoyed his podcast. Podcasts have been extremely entertaining, but you also have your side characters, your Big Mike, your George, that added to the element of that podcast. And I'm just like, damn, I think I'm a fan now. And I became a fan. And I was actually genuinely happy about his redemption story arc. Like, his redemption arc is really cool. His comeback story was cool. Because I'm all for having a comeback story. I'm all for people having second chances. 1,000%. Now, am I all for people having third chances? Not really. Now, I'm pretty sure you've seen a bunch of the videos that are out there where they're just dissecting everything he's done in his response videos. And I am not here to even cop a plea for him, because those response videos were straight up utter masterclasses in deflecting and playing the victim. It's nothing but being the victim and blaming everybody else but yourself. I'm not trying to say too much of what everyone else is already saying and thinking. He completely played the victim, pointing the finger at everyone else, accepted no accountability. And what was baffling to me is, like, you could just tell the way in which he was speaking. It was very condescending. He was trying to use words he probably doesn't use quite a bit, as far as, like, you're not doing your investigative work. If you were an investigator, this and that, you're breaking laws, and your evidence isn't substantiated. Like, and you want to talk about defamation, right? And you make fun of this guy with actual malicious intent. Like, the thing is, like, if you're going to come at someone, at least come prepared. And if you're going to defend yourself, at least run it through like 10 non-yes men and get a really good, substantial, fundamental grounds to actually responding properly. Because in the case of Logan Paul versus, Coffeezilla, as far as who scammed who, it's clearly evident that Logan Paul is a narcissist, man. So from looking at it from that perspective, the video, his first response video, was a masterclass in deflection. Jesus Christ, man. The guy had a hard time just taking any accountability. You wanted to call out the guys that you hired that are straight up criminals. So let me think about this, right? and this is only just a thought. I am not alleging anything. I'm not making any speculation. I'm just kind of referring this to a movie, right? There's been movies like, I think, The Batman, right? Where Joker, gets this team of people that's going to go rob a bank. And then before they could actually take everything, he starts killing some of his people on the way out of that building. So it's like, could these guys have conspired the whole way? Like, oh, I'm gonna take all the money once we do this, but you don't take anything. So it don't look like you did it, but I could go hide over here and protect myself from certain laws and blah, blah. Then I could wire you the money in a different way. There's so many ways that you could scam people, sadly, right? And you see it on movies. You actually see it in real life. It happens a lot. But to act like I hired all of these top level scammers to not scam somebody is completely crazy to think in that regard. It is wild. But the whole back and forth between him and his text messages as far as Coffeezilla and wanting to communicate and this and that, and then not wanting to do the live, the dual lives, is like the entire approach to the response has been one of the more poorest things I've ever seen. Because what I would have done if I was in Logan Paul's shoe, I just would have been like, you're always better off asking for forgiveness at the end of the day, right? You've already done it once with the whole, forest thing. So why not do it again? But do it again in a more meaningful way. At least be more personable about it. Because when he did, your Patreon and everybody that's donating you money and all this fame you're getting, you're going to need all that money because, when I sue you, you're going to need it. Like, a lot of the things that he was doing was very condescending and very defensive. At no point did he ever look at himself and be like, damn, am I really like fumbling this bag that I have right now? And he has money. He has all the subscribers. He has all the notoriety. It starts baffling you because it's like, why is someone with all of, like, everything, the world at his hands, greed? It's like he still wanted more. He still wanted to pull from other people and take more. Now he could definitely fix this and make cryptozoo a success. Be great for all the people that were affected by it. But at the end of the day, I've seen people like him. I've been around people like him, like in this kind of scenario when they're responding to these allegations, and this just has the writing on the wall. Like, it's not truthful. It's not honest. It's not endearing. It's not personable. It doesn't feel real. It feels very fabricated. I saw clips of the Impulsive podcast, not through the actual video. I had to watch other people watching it. And you can just tell, like, he's just surrounded by yes men. And they all know that he's the cash cow. And so without him, they don't have the cash cow with them. So it affects these other guys too. It affects Big Mike. It affects Georgie as well. So if you know what you're doing is going to affect your team, why not do what is best for your team? Take the L on the chin. Try to correct things. Collaborate with Coffeezilla. Like, not do what you did, but be like, all right, Coffee, you caught me. You got me good. How do we fix this? You know what I'm saying? That's the best way to approach things. So from someone that wasn't a fan of Logan, who became a fan that didn't even know I was a fan, I became a fan of, because just all the things he was doing, I was like, damn, I mess with Pokemon. You gonna box Floyd Mayweather, that's cool. The WWE, like, that's cool. And then you interview some of my favorite wrestlers. You interviewed Shawn Michaels, bro. Great interview. A great podcast. Roman Reigns, great guest on there. Triple H. And among other great podcasts that were on his podcast show. To then do people this way, to do them dirty, and then to just like take zero accountability. To basically point out that you did nothing wrong. It's like, I look at, and I don't try to put people on pedestals, but like, I look at him like, all right, that's someone I know to never associate with, right? And for me, that's just enough to be like, I'm not gonna watch the dude stuff. Yeah, I'm dropping a video on it, right? But it's a hot topic, YouTube land. I might as well talk about it while it's a hot topic, because why not? At least I'm being honest about it, right? But I wanted to give y'all that perspective because I did see him live at WrestleMania in Dallas. And I thought he had a hell of a match. So all that leads me to say, like, I'm formerly a fan now, extremely disappointed, and the only other way to right this ship is literally to allow Coffeezilla to help lead you into correcting it. That's really the only way. And then after that, be more real, be more yourself. It's my best advice. Anyway, guys, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. It's been your boy TGK. Catch you on the next video.